Welcome to the Indie Author Roadmap, the podcast for new and aspiring indie authors.
We're your hosts, Rachel and Rob, here to help guide you on your writing journey.
Join us each episode as we share tips, insights and practical advice to help you take the next steps towards becoming a successful indie author.
Whether you're working on your first book, navigating self-publishing, or looking to connect with fellow indie authors, this is the place for you.
So grab your notebook, settle in, and let's hit the road to your publishing dreams.
Because right in the end, it's just the beginning.
Well, welcome.
After you.
Welcome to episode 8, where we're talking about building your confidence as a writer. And I'm Rachel.
What's this one called? Hello, I'm Rob. What's this one called?
This is called Building Your Confidence as a Writer. And there is a blog post that goes with it as well.
There is, yes. Okay, so, over to you.
Yeah, because you've not read the blog post.
I haven't, no. I've been, yeah. How are you doing writing anyway before we start? Are you back in it?
I've actually written. I've written yesterday and today, and I've done about 6,000 words across the 2 days.
Just a dick, aren't you? I'm ill, and then you just cane out 6,000 words like
I worked out yesterday that there was 353 days of the year left. You know, because we're still in January. So if I want to hit my million, I need to write 2,800-ish words a day.
Oh, that's not too bad, is it?
It's not now, so I've set my goal for 2,900 words a day, because obviously there's going to be days I miss.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, if you get a couple of months, then you've got a few extra 100 words in the bank then, haven't you, for when you're ill again?
Yeah. Well, hopefully I won't be ill for a while, but yeah, so I've done 2 days of writing and got about 6,000 words. But it was one of those, I sat down yesterday and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm writing, where I am on my story, what I'm supposed to be doing, what I do for a living, or anything. It was like really hard to get back into it. So actually, what I did was I rewrote part of a chapter just to get me in the flow. Yeah,
it's a good idea. That's usually when I'm starting a new chapter, I'll go back through I edit that yesterday's chapter kind of thing.
Yeah,
and gets you back into the world, doesn't it?
Yeah. So have you been writing?
No, I've been stuck in me. My mind has been completely that's all I've just been obsessed with making lots of videos, and yesterday one started taking off and I'm seeing sales and stuff, which is super exciting because I've got friends that have done really, really well from it, and they've been telling me for years, just do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing it. 2025, 10-year anniversary from being a published author, and I'm going to move that needle. Yeah. That's. But yeah, I'm going to do some writing when we finish here actually, because I've got a Christmas staff do tonight, so I'm going to get everything done and dusted, and then I'll be in the pub at 5 and just have a nice relaxed night. Keep checking my TikToks, obviously.
Yeah. So today's not brought to us by a hangover then? Because usually Monday's a hangover. Did you?
Oh, it's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday, isn't it?
You skipped it because you're going out.
Yeah, we usually record on a Monday, and it is a Monday. No, I didn't do anything last night. Just checked the numbers on. That's how sad I am. I was just up again.
It gets obsessive though, doesn't it? When something's moving, you like constantly refresh.
Yeah, I was chatting to another author that's sort of geeing me up and helping me with this stuff, because I've basically copied their style, and I said, and you could see that it's just the UK, that it's not going over to America or anything, because it started slowing down at about 1 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
I wasn't just sat up at 1 o'clock, just checking. I was reading a book, but I was obviously checking, and then it started like petering off, and then this morning I put another version of that video on, and that got to like 600-700 views within minutes, but then the other one started picking up again.
Yeah.
And I went walking the dog and stuff, and I'm just getting loads of messages, and I think it's down to the hook, which is a really good hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my little guru is doing well, suggesting this stuff. Yeah,
Good.
it's nice to not pay for something and know that people are finding you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I need to get my consistency on there.
Yeah, well, like I said before we started recording, what I've done is I've spent a couple of hours getting all different text grabs and stuff in a folder on my phone. I've filmed a load of different variations in one long swoop that I can cut and edit. So I've got all the video, and then the music I'm just nicking off my guru when she posts.
Yeah.
I've got all three elements, and it's not taking that long to put together.
I did something you said though. I had a chat with Skynet, and I gave Skynet my blurb and said, "Give me I need some slideshows for TikTok." Came up with some great ones. I'm like, this is really good.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah, Skynet. Until they take us over and rule the world, they're being right helpful, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, today's episode.
Yeah, building confidence as a writer.
See, it's funny that we were talking about this because I've just had a friend of the show, a listener of the show, Ruben. Hang on, Ruben Pierce. He's on his first book. He's about 60,000 words into it, and he's asking if he needs a developmental editor. And my take on it, which is I'm chatting to him later, is no. I mean, it's your first book, and you must be a reader in that genre, I'm guessing, if you're going to write that book anyway. So just go by your guts. Don't start paying out all this money to people when you probably don't need it, and just get a trusted group of readers first.
Yeah.
To run the book by is my take on it, which I will tell you later.
And finish the book.
And finish the book, yeah.
Finish the book.
Yeah.
And one of the things I learned years ago, I don't know if you've heard of the author Kelly Armstrong. She's traditional published author and stuff like that. And one of the things she said to me when I was starting out was that your first few novels are probably going to be what are called trunk novels. You know, that they never see the light of day, and they just sit in a trunk, and they're where you learn to write, and they're where you do your own developmental stuff, because you learn to finish a story, you learn to write the book and stuff like that. And she's like, they're not wasted words either, because they're practice.
Exactly. I mean, I showed on one of the first episodes, you know, the first that and the sequel, you know, these are things that I did when I was a teenager, and then writing throughout my 20s. I've got 3 or 4 novels as well, so I've probably done six novels, although those are quite short, and they'll never see the light of day. You're right,
no.
You know, and even my first novel that I actually published, The Race, I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, because I feel like I've come up on so much as a writer since, and it's but these days it does seem like there's a lot of writers that are just saying, right, I'm going to write a book and this will be the one.
Yeah.
Instead of taking that time to they say that you become an expert at something if you put in 10,000 hours.
Yeah. But then if you talk to any of the big names, even the big names in the indie world, I bet you every single one of them will tell you it's book number 5, 6 or something that took, you know, I know you see these ones, I wrote my first book and I earned $1 million, but whatever. But I bet if you go back to that person in 10 years' time, they're going to tell you that first book was a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah,
I think writing is the only creative profession where we expect to be perfect first time.
How many books did you write before you published your first one? Not how many separate books.
Well, I wrote one of my books 5 times, so.
Yeah, I don't mean that. So that's counted as one.
Yeah, but I was writing online, and I wrote 3 full novel style books. They're about 60,000 words each. They were fun, but they're total crap. They're not something I would ever dig out and think, I'm going to bring these out and publish them. I'm like, no, these were where I just happened to learn by writing online for a game that I was playing. But, they'll never see the light of day. They're complete rubbish. And they were total self-indulgent books. You know.
Yeah. I mean, my first ones were, as I've said, they were just carbon copy rip-offs of Jack Higgins, who I grew up reading. And then I did another 2 books that was going to be a trilogy, and it was same thriller style, you know, about assassins and stuff, called The Assassin's Game. Now, although I won't ever publish those books, I've gone back to the first one, and there's something there, and I have started completely rewriting, but the elements that I've used and the character and stuff, it's triggered something. And although it's taken me 5 years to do 4 or 5 chapters because I'm busy writing other stuff, I think I will probably one day put out this book, which will be in the thriller genres. But at the moment, it means another pen name. I can't have thrillers with either rom-coms, and I can't have thrillers with time travel.
No.
They're just...
Though I've seen some authors do that, literally have all the different style of books under their name.
Yeah, but I don't already, so
No.
I don't think I would. Just because when I did have my Ladlet and my time travel stuff as Rob Radcliffe, I was always getting emails or even reviews saying prefer your other stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't like that, you know. And to keep it separate is better, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though you can see how that works, because like I read Stephen King stuff, and I've read him like since I was a teenager. And you say Stephen King, and people are like, "Oh, I don't like horror," blah blah blah. And I don't think he's written a horror book in years.
No. Yeah.
These books are. They've still got like the supernatural element, but because it's still under the Stephen King name, people are expecting It and Pet Sematary, and it's like that is not what he writes anymore.
And that's the thing. I mean, even like It and Pet Sematary and maybe Salem's Lot, you know, and Cujo.
Yeah, Carrie.
You know, these early ones. Well, no, I mean, no, even Carrie, it doesn't feel like a horror. It's more of a teenage girl with powers thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's only the ending of it where she goes apeshit.
Yeah. I mean, it
know.
was definitely a horror.
Yeah, yeah. But even I mean, I've read loads of his, and
Yeah.
there's a supernatural element to them, but it's always the writer, because he's always a writer, and
Yeah.
you know, right? You know, well, I've been a writer for 20 years, so the main character is going to be a writer.
Yeah.
Bit like Green Mile, you know, that's got that supernatural element in John Coffey. You know,
Yeah.
he can take and give, hurt,
Yeah.
boss, and in Shawshank,
There wasn't anything that's supernatural in Shawshank, actually. That was a story about friendship.
Rita Hayworth in the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
But it's quite dark in places, but that's
Definitely,
just because
But
we've got the Stephen King tone.
yeah.
But yeah, there isn't anything really supernatural, is there?
No. No.
And then there's my favourite, which is the Kennedy one.
Yeah, that's my favourite. That's probably one of his best books.
That's just time travel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Where are we now?
We were still on building confidence as a writer, which is supposed to be our topic. Of
Yeah.
how to build.
Go on.
You know, no, just how to build your confidence as a writer. See, I think I maybe was the most unconfident writer when I started as an indie author, which is why I have pen name X. Because it's not me on there, it's faceless, it's literally just put my books out because I didn't want to put myself out there. Because I always felt that if people didn't like my books, then I would take that personal as they don't like me.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a confidence thing. And then now I'm like 12 years into an indie career, and I'm sat here talking to you on camera, and it's the confidence from I wouldn't have done this 12 years ago. I would have hidden.
Well, not even 12 years ago. I mean, like the confidence in front of camera thing. I'm not bigging myself up, but I must bring it out in people, because I seem to bring it out in Adam when we started doing the TikTok challenge. He was like, I can't do it. I'm like, just do it.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be fine. But like if you go back to some of your old YouTubes,
Yeah, there's
video.
not got me on them.
No, but the ones that do, the first ones, you seem panicked, and there's a lot of edits.
Yeah.
So you've obviously just gone, fuck off, and you've had to edit all that out.
Yeah, it was how many times
But
I could say
Yeah, but I'm sure. Yeah, I say a lot of when I'm editing these videos. I see a lot of especially that one that we did really early in the morning. My brain just wasn't wasn't in gear then. But yeah, I'm sure like the videos that you do for your writing channel, there's not as many edits anymore.
No, they definitely come out better. And in fact, I get lost in what I'm doing now and just start talking and ramble.
Yeah, rambling's the way. That's why people watch, listen, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but I was definitely the unconfident, very unconfident person when I started.
So that's because you're unconfident. Was it scared of fear of rejection, or?
Yeah, that was definitely, it was fear of like getting horrible remarks and stuff like that and things. Which is funny because I got a horrible remark like a couple of weeks ago. Someone that told me I look 65 and need to get on a treadmill because I'm overweight, and it didn't bother me at all. I'm like, you're an idiot. I'm like, thank you, stranger from the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like I've always, and I've had this mindset for a long time working in pubs and stuff, that anyone on the other side of the bar, they're not real people.
No,
they're just cartoon characters, And I've said this to when I've managed pubs and stuff, that young bar staff coming in and they get all flustered and stuff. I'm like, don't worry about it. Not only are they a dick, they don't matter. They're not real.
Yeah.
Keep that in your head, and nothing will faze you. Water off a duck's back kind of thing. But I think with writing it, especially because you put so much of yourself into your books, and it can be quite difficult if you are just thinking while you're writing, oh my God, people might reject me, they might hate it and stuff. I can see how it'd panic a little bit and your confidence could wait. But that's all part of the imposter syndrome as well, isn't it?
Yeah. But this is why I still don't read my negative reviews, because I know it just takes some really nasty, cutting 1-star review to make me start doubting myself. And I'm like, so I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to put that barrier. It's funny,
I mean, I'm a fairly confident guy, and I'm confident in my writing abilities. When I read my books, I read them as a reader. I've sort of trained my brain to do that. It takes a few weeks of not thinking about it and doing something else. But when I'm writing it, I'm reading it as a reader and not the author. Obviously, the longer you leave it, the better you can do that. And but with this TikTok going off and people texting me all the time, the hook was, would you read a rom-com book written by a man? And I'm having all these women texting saying, I've downloaded book 1, book 2, all the thing of it, and a little bit of imposter syndrome starting to niggle in now. Like, I don't know why. I mean, this book's got over 1,000 reviews, most of them good, and it's been out for a long time, and it's a fan favourite, and all the rest of it. But now because I'm finding new readers, and they're right there saying, "I've just downloaded it, going to read." I'm like, oh no.
You're waiting for them to come back and tell you it's rubbish, and they probably won't.
Well, yeah, but especially in this super offended society world we live in these days, it's dark, and it was my first one, and I wasn't stopping writing anything, caring about what other people think, which I get behind 100%. I don't think you should be concerned about people when you're writing your stuff. But now, I read it again not long ago, and it still holds up. I took a few pop reference cultures which are dated out of it, but other than that, I think it's a great book as a reader.
Yeah.
But I'm still a bit like, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Especially like the further down the series you go, it gets darker. And the one that I've just released that we talked about the review a few episodes back, which was a 1-star review, but it was a good one, but a bad one.
Yeah, the one with all the
first,
spoilers.
Yeah, but I did a TikTok where that's the one that I was advertising, a quick page for it can go in here. And a couple of people have downloaded that one to read first. Now, they are all standalone, but the first chapter has got the word cunts in it 5 times. Now, have you read 1, 2, and 3? You're going to get the style. You're going to, but if you've just picked up number 4, I think I'm going to get a few
comments.
I believe you use that word so many times, but once when you're writing a series, we've said it before, that first book is the litmus test.
Yeah.
That's why you get all your 1-stars on the first book, and people who like that style, they'll go through the rest.
Yeah.
But now, because I'm advertising each one, just because it's more videos to put out.
Yeah.
Someone might pick up book 4, and it doesn't say book 4, and it only on Amazon is it in the series.
Yeah, because it's
book
listed.
4. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I might get a few more 1-stars on that, but it might never ever recover this poor book. Watch it though. Book 5's out soon, and it's a lot back to more comedic. It isn't as dark. So yeah. What were we talking about?
Confidence.
Yes.
I think one of the ways to build your confidence as a writer is, and we talk about it a lot, is the power of community. And it's like what you're saying, like you were saying, you bring it out in people, but I think that's because that's the community. You told like Adam to get on the camera, just do it, not care.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're in your own head, you're gonna overthink it and not do it.
Yeah, it's like, and I mean, the writing community as a whole, they are very insular, aren't they? You know, there's a lot of, what's it called? What's the word? It's not insular. There's confidence and there's
introverted.
Introverted, that's the one. There is a lot of introverted writers. I guess, I mean, it makes sense because, you're doing a job that's very introverted.
On your own,
You're in a room on your own with all your imaginary people. So the other side of that is obviously having this crisis of, am I any good? Whereas the not outroverted, that's not a word,
Extroverted.
is it? Extroverted. Please read my books. They're full of one-syllable words because those are the only ones I can manage. Yeah, the extroverted are more confident and they believe maybe a bit too much sometimes, but they believe that the writing is all right. But predominantly, writers are unextroverted.
Yeah.
Or introverted.
There was one of the books I said I was going to talk about, and I haven't actually got it with me. And it's The Share Your Work by Austin Kleon. And he talks about when you're starting out, to build your confidence is literally share everything you're doing and celebrate everything you're doing.
Yeah.
So like when you write your first 1,000 words, go and post about it on social media. When you finished your first chapter, go post about it. Like, you celebrate it and lots of strangers will come and celebrate with you. And I think that's how you start building that confidence.
Yeah, but I mean that goes back to the review system, doesn't it? You get everyone cheering you on, and then you get that one dickhead troll that goes, it's rubbish and stuff. You just have to make sure, especially, I mean, if you're going to write in that method, like every chapter, this is what I put out, then you're serialising your writing, and you're getting people commenting on every little bit instead of having the book there ready and then going, this is what I've done.
Yeah.
So you could be in danger there, I think.
Yeah. I don't mean sharing the actual chapter. I mean just like celebrate that you've written it.
Right, yeah. Just, yeah. Yeah, that's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good idea. That would just build your confidence.
Yeah.
Because you get your thumbs up.
And I remember that's how I started on social media, was posting about what I'd done and stuff like that. That's how I got some of my first fans, because they got invested in the journey before they got invested in the story.
Yeah. And how did it feel when you decided you're going to do Rachel Morton? Were you confident? Because I mean,
No,
usually,
I didn't. So I started my social media stuff and probably didn't touch it really for about 12 months.
right?
Just kind of let it sit in the dark. And you've probably a few years I've like been quiet. Just it's just shy. It's definitely a shyness thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you a bit apprehensive because obviously you've got pen name X that does really well.
Yeah.
Putting Rachel Morton on stuff and
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I get, and I see this if I'm talking in forums and stuff like that, I'll I chat as me because this is what this is where I want to be known. This is where I want to transition to, and to kind of like have pen name X just as a passive income in the background, and is not my main me anymore. And but you see when you go on Discord for things like that, they'll then go and check your books out, and so I'll be saying, I've got 50 books out, and they're like, but I can only see 3.
why are you lying to me?
Yeah.
But then because it's pen name X, you can't say, oh, I also write under this name.
No.
Do you think you'll ever do a Richard Bachman and bring it forward?
Maybe. Well, didn't Stephen King kill Richard Bachman off?
Yeah, I did 3 or 4 books. Some of them are brilliant. I remember, and I didn't know it was Stephen King.
The Running Man's Richard Bachman, isn't it?
It's completely different to the film, but yeah.
But I mean, he's took his name off that now, of the film.
Yeah. And there was one. What was it called? Now I'm gonna.
The one with the twin in the head.
No, it's one of Richard.
He had about 4 out, didn't he? What was the one where he had the dead twin in his head, and it was the evil twin speaking to him? That was a Richard Bachman book.
Thinner. Was Thinner? Yeah, Thinner.
Yeah.
What was it called now? I can't. It might have even renamed it.
Then there was the Bachman books.
Is that all of them?
God, I can't think what it's called now. It's not the Dead Zone. It was a different one. Did you ever read it? It was the one where he was supposed to be a twin, but his twin grew in his brain, and so then he became evil. And it was
I know there was one where he was a writer in the Dark Half.
That's it. That's the one. Yeah.
He had a pen name.
Yeah.
And the pen name always did really, really well. Like you are the Dark, and it had a pen name, and it was just like just serialized, not serialized, just like genre based. So it was really, really popular and stuff. Say it was Western, it wasn't Westerns, but like and it did really, really well. But it was under a pen name, and him as a writer wanted to put out something else, and then like the pen name manifested.
Yeah.
And it was I can't. What the disruptors? I can't. It's doing my head in now.
Oh, I know the one you mean. Desperate something.
Something like that.
Yes, I know the one you mean. It's something like
regulators.
Regulators, yeah.
I think. Yeah. I'm just looking here. I'm just on Amazon. Stephen King's new covers once again. Every couple of years. They look really good.
You've got to though, haven't you?
Huh?
You've got to do your covers.
Yeah, they're just smart. They're really. I'm loving the colours and stuff. As a reader, that really annoys me though.
Changing the covers.
Yeah. Because you want
match,
them all.
Yeah. I was reading an author called Laurel K. Hamilton, and it's like 20 or 30 books, and halfway through she changed the covers.
Jack Higgins, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, and then this one.
Yeah.
They're just amazing. And I had so many like this. I'm like, this is great. And then he goes and does that. Here's mate. So got but then they don't publish all of them like that.
No.
Some of them are really hard to get hold of because he's been writing since the 60s, and I'm like, that's just a little niggle of mine. So confidence in your writing. Come on, you wrote the blog post. Continue.
So, comparisonitis, that's another killer of confidence.
Yes.
And you see a lot of that this time of year when everyone's putting out their income reports from last year. And, you know...
But that's not writing based, though, is it, really?
No, but I think that's where you can get into the comparisonitis. You know, when they've put out 3 books and they earned 500,000 last year, and there you are with 20 books, and you scrape by 20,000, and you're like, well, why are my books rubbish?
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, I was chatting to, and 20 books is the worst place for it.
Yeah.
I was chatting to an author buddy, Nathan Burrows, about this a couple of years ago, and he just won't look on 20 books because all you see is a writer going, second book, second week, my second book's out, 100,000 this month.
Yep.
And it's all word of mouth. You liar.
Yeah. I actually stopped reading.
So shit, you spent 70 grand on ads, mate.
Yeah.
To get that number. Yeah. But they don't say that.
No, I stopped reading in that group for the exact same reason, because it was making me think, well, should I go and write in this genre, and should I go and do this and that, and then making me think I'd made the wrong choices, and then making me doubt my books and stuff like that. Yeah, so I actually stopped for the very same reason. But it's like, I saw somebody post up that they'd made 6 figures this year, which was fantastic. But she said she was spending like $1,000 a day and on ad spend, and earning a $600 a day profit. So they were spending $1,000 but getting $1,600 a day back. So if they just put out, oh look, I'm earning $1,600 a day, it looks amazing. But if they don't tell you they're spending $1,000 to get that,
yeah, that's pretty scary. That having a low. I mean, that's
it's
if
still a
you're
profit.
spending 1,000.
Still in the black.
Yeah, but you're spending 1,000 to make 600. Something goes wrong, then. But I guess you turn the ads off or whatever. But yeah, the margin isn't. It's like Steve Higgs. He spends $1 million and makes 3.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. But then, how much he's getting taxed after?
Well, if you're in the UK, you're on 40% tax if you're over 50,000 a year.
Yeah.
So you break something like that down. If you see someone that has maybe earned £1 million in the year, and which looks fantastic on paper, and say they've spent, I don't know, 25% of that for their adverts, so that's 250,000 going. And then, I don't know, maybe you've got other expenses, offices or whatever, that might come to, 10,000. But by the time you actually get to your money, you've got like 300,000 in your bank, which is still a great amount of money. But it's not exactly as it seems. I think it was on the Indie Author podcast. No, it's the Indie Writers Club podcast, wasn't it? They were on about their income reports, and Cara was saying, she earned over 6 figures, but in her bank she had 40,000.
Yeah, I might actually go and watch that actually, because I like to watch podcasts. I'm one of those weirdos that actually likes to watch podcasts.
Yeah, I just listen to them.
I think I've got too much time on my hands.
You should be writing.
I should be writing, but then I wouldn't listen to I don't listen to anything when I'm writing. I can't even have some people.
See, I have heavy metal.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
I'm writing a chapter. I've got 5-fingered F punch in my head.
No, complete silence. I can't do it. Some people have white noise, or some people have post their soundtracks for this chapter and stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
No, I can't do any of that. And I've forgotten what I was going to say now.
Well, we're on about comparisonitis, but we've got 5 minutes left, so you have to be quick.
Comparisonitis, it's hard, isn't it? And it's not so much in the writing, because you've got no one to compare to yet, and it's very subjective. But with something like income reports, or you can see someone that's right, especially if they're writing the same genre as you, and maybe not, maybe they're just this author, and they start doing well, then you're like, well, what about me?
Yeah, but you never look at it as a positive for them. You always look at it as a negative for yourself.
Yeah, and that's a whole mindset shift, isn't it?
Definitely. And I think that is the whole confidence thing. Is you've got to shift your mindset, and put barriers up where you know you're going to fall, like me, who doesn't read their 1-star reviews.
Yeah. Have we got anything else to say?
No, they can go and read the blog post, and it's all on there in lots of detail.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think confidence is just one of those things that is, the more you do it, the more confident you grow. You just have to keep at it.
Absolutely. You just have to, like I said before, you know, to become a surgeon, you have to do a certain amount of slicing people up to get your wings. I'm sure I'm crossing analogies there, but and it's the same with a writer. You just if you to become a confident writer, you have to write, and you have to, you know, your first book might take off, but it won't be your best one.
No, but it's like us on here. If you look at us now, we're on episode 8. By the time we get to December next year, when we've been at it a year and we're at episode 50 odd, there's going to be such a difference because we'll have both grown in confidence and things, and maybe not talk over each other so much.
I actually paused and waited then just to say and not talk over each other.
Yeah.
It's hard though, isn't it, when you're having a chat and because you want to go and this because you get you get that idea straight away, and then the audio just goes.
Yeah.
And I end up cutting those bits out. There was one I edited a few weeks ago, actually. This has nothing to do with confidence in writing, but it was one of the episodes I edited, and they had to proper Frankenstein monster it because the point of it, the point that you were making, got mumbled with me trying to butt in. So then that whole bit was lost, so I had to go back and take bits and sort of make a point. A little bit like now with this bit, I'll probably edit out. Anyway, yeah, this is a short and sweet one, I guess.
Yeah,
probably
still 45 minutes.
Yeah, but we did a lot of waffling before we thingied. Yeah, so it'll be less than that. And you've got a meeting, haven't you, in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
And I've got TikToks to check.
And some writing to do.
And I did do some writing actually this morning. I did about 1,000 words.
Yeah.
But because I'm writing this book, that there's a lot of research, it is stopping and starting, which is fine. I've got until April anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had actually, before we go, I had a listener reach out and ask what's happening with Witchy Witchison.
Did you?
Yeah, we can't wait to read it.
We need to get our shit together is what's happening with Witchy Witchison.
Yeah, Thrive for 25 minutes a day of Witchy Witchison. But I mean, we very much do what we say and not what we do anyway, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right. And on that note, I guess we'll have to get going, eh?
Yeah. Don't forget to do all the
like and
subscribey things. According to our editor...
See, I started speaking, you...
I said don't forget to do...
Shh. See, I'm speaking still and you're doing it. This all gets missed. Okay, go.
I was saying don't forget to do all the like and subscribey stuff.
Yeah, the clicking stuff.
Yeah, join the groups. Next week, according to our calendar, our editorial calendar, is supposed to be taking your manuscript from rough draft to polished product.
Really? Editing one.
Yeah, just see your joy feelings. Or we could talk about creating a writing routine that works.
We could do both of them.
Yeah.
In one, if you like. We'll see. We'll see how much waffle is involved with the editing.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a pleasure, Rachel.
And you. Well.